Okay, now we will start. Those who don't want to
Okay,
speak,
okay.
mute your mic for now. All of us, please mute your mic except for Shaheen.
Yes, sir.
Just a second. Mhm. Just a minute till the time I start the YouTube channel. Yes, let's start. Assalamu alaikum. We start for today's meeting. Welcome everybody. Friends, we have a very special guest today, a very busy man and a very, very generous person, Kadar Bhai Fazlani with us. And we are very happy to have him here. He's been of a great help to the Muslim Chamber of Commerce and so many other institutes. And I don't want to talk much about it because he doesn't like it, but he's always there to help anybody who's wanting any sort of help. So, Kadar Bhai Fazlani, welcome to the program today. And friends, we have Shaheen Manyar, who's an astute professional with 16 years of experience in the field of behavioral and soft training skills. He has qualitative experience as a master and a master trainer and corporate trainer. He is into leadership skill, corporate communication skills, behavior skills, and she is a visiting facilities to COEP, MIDAS, MIDAS, and MIT. And she's a great personality and a very, very lovely speaker. I have seen her programs, and that's why we have invited her. She's been very kind to give her time today. So welcome, Shine. There you go. Bismillah.
Thank you so much for that introduction. And yes, Nisar, um, I've known Nisar for some time, and we've been discussing about having a program for the Muslim Chamber of Commerce, but it wasn't possible till now. And I'm really happy to be with all of you right now. You know, it's nice to be among people who are entrepreneurs, who are go-getters. So thank you so much, Nisar, for inviting me. And our topic for the day is making meetings effective. I love meeting people, and whenever I have to do some work, I prefer to meet face to face than to meet online or have a telephone conversation. The reason why we have meetings is very, very important. And would somebody like to tell us, why do we meet face to face? Why do we have, even if we have meetings like these, the Zoom meetings that we have, why do we put on our camera and meet with people? So I like to make my sessions interactive, and it would be nice if people gave me responses.
You are emotionally well connected with them.
Fantastic. So you get well connected. What else?
Come to know the person one to one. You can
very good. Yes. Unless you meet personally or you see the person, it's human nature. We don't trust them, we don't understand them, and that is why meetings are very important, especially for entrepreneurs. Meeting people, meeting your staff, meeting vendors, meeting other stakeholders, meeting people who you think would add value to your organization is very important. And that is why having effective meetings is very important. So what is a meeting? What exactly is a meeting?
Meeting is exchange of thoughts, exchange of ideas.
Okay, and
proposal you have to give somebody.
Fantastic.
Proposal,
yes.
Social cause proposal, or a project that you want to do socially or in business.
Great. Basically, a meeting is the coming together of more than two people. Two people generally don't have a meeting. So you have three or more people who come together for a common cause or objective. And If you could just
Audio is on,
mute yourself. Yes, please. So your meeting, when there is a common objective, that's when people hold meetings. And meetings are very important. Why? Because they are the fuel that run companies. They are the fuel that help entrepreneurs achieve their goals. People feel trusted, like Nisar said earlier, they feel trusted, they feel included, they feel important that, like right now we have Mr. Fazlani with us, and all of us feel so important that such an important person has taken out time to be a part of this meeting. So you feel important, you feel that you are being listened to. I'm sorry, somebody's mic is on. Yes.
Yeah, I've taken care of that.
Yeah, they take it. Don't worry about that. We'll be doing that.
I'll manage that. Don't worry.
You carry on.
You carry on.
Yeah, thanks. All right. Now, meetings, there are a lot of surveys, a lot of studies done. According to MIT, there are over 11 million meetings held on a daily basis all over the world on any typical day, work day. But only 17% of the people who have meetings, they feel that their meetings were successful, that they were productive, and that they were useful. 54%, that's more than half, feel that meetings were purely timed, they were not well conducted, they were not efficiently run. That means these meetings did not achieve the purpose that they were held for. So if more than half of 11 million meetings were not productive, can you imagine the kind of man hours that we have lost? And if you and I are sitting in a meeting that is not productive, then we've lost time, and today time is money. So we need to make sure that our business meetings are very productive. Why do we need meetings? Do you have project reviews? Do you have announcements? Do you have a status update? Do you take feedback from people? And your team does not necessarily mean a product team. It could be your vendors, it could be your suppliers, it could be people who are working for you, your team, right? Or are you just sharing information? Now, if these are the reasons why you're having a meeting, can this meeting be done in a different way? Can you send out an email? Can you maybe have a one-on-one telephone call with the people? So the first thing you need to do is, why are you holding a meeting? Very, very important. That why needs to be answered. Now we could have meetings in a place like this, right? Amazing place. Or we could have a meeting here. This looks more familiar to most of us, doesn't it? And but wherever our meetings are held, there are at least 4 people in the meeting, like the 4 gentlemen you can see on your screen. And who are these 4 gentlemen? There's the leader, the person who has called the meeting. Then there's the recorder, the person who writes the minutes or what is happening in the meeting. There's also the timekeeper, somebody who says, we've taken too much time for this part of the agenda. Let's move on. Let's arrive at a decision. So the timekeeper is very, very important. And then there's the participant. You could have 1 participant, you could have more than 1 participant. So these are the 4 crucial members of a meeting. Maybe the recorder and the timekeeper could be 1 person. You don't have to have 2 separate people doing the same job, but you need somebody to write down what is happening at the meeting. Nisar, should I move on? Right. So now the first thing that you need to have, Nisar, the first thing you need to have in your meeting is to set an agenda. What is an agenda? An agenda is a program flow. Why am I having this meeting? And what are we going to do at the meeting? Now, before even setting an agenda, you need to think of other things like agenda is important because it gives structure to your meetings. If I just say, or if Nisar were to just say, you know, we're going to have a meeting. The Muslim Chamber of Commerce and Industries is going to have a meeting. Please join us. And so you come on Saturday, you log in, and then Nisar says, all right, so does anybody have something to share? Does anybody want to say something? And everybody's looking at each other. This is not a structure to the meeting. So people will come once, people will come twice, then they will say, "Are Nisar bhai, hamara bahut time waste hota hai." And then they will start dropping out from the meeting. So having structure is very important. And before you have an agenda, you need to know your structure. What is it that I want to achieve and why am I calling this meeting? Goals, again, with the structure comes goal. What do I want from this meeting? How many points do I want achieved? What work do I want finished? So I need to have a goal for my meeting. I need my meeting to be quick. Those of you who have worked in industry or who are working with industry know that there are meetings called stand-ups or status meetings. These are very quick meetings. They hardly take 10 to 15 minutes. And that's why they're called a stand-up. You don't even need to sit to have this meeting. Very quick reviews, and then you go back to doing what you are doing. So it can be quick. It doesn't need to be lengthy. You need a plan. What am I going to do? How am I going to do this? So a meeting is not just you pick up the phone and you call 5 people and say, come over to my office and let's have a chat. That's a chat. That's not a meeting. You need to keep it focused. If you're not going to focus on your plan, if you're not going to focus on your goal, then your meeting is going to go for a toss. You know, I've had, so earlier in my career, when I needed to make a lot of connections and I needed to know people, I needed to reach out with people, I just had meetings. I would meet up 5 people, 6 people at a time. And believe me, it took up a lot of my time, my energy, and my effort. But that was my plan. My plan was to meet people. My plan was to just get to know people. So I had a plan. There was structure in those unstructured meetings of mine. If you have a plan, it works better. If you have a goal, it works better. But if you don't have a plan, if you don't have a goal, if you don't have a structure, then it becomes a social gathering. It's not a business meeting. Keep the focus, have a goal, and then focus on solutions, not the problem. If you're going to focus on the problem, you're not going to come up with answers. But if you're going to have a solution mindset, yes, we have a problem, but what is it that we can do to mitigate this problem? What is it we can do to get a solution? How are we going to get out of this situation? That will help you. So always when you're getting into a meeting, don't focus on problems, focus on solutions, and you will be able to get a lot of information. Okay. If there are no thoughts so far, I will move on to the next screen.
Yeah, good.
Right.
It's lovely.
Great. What are the questions I must ask before I get into a meeting? Right. So the questions I must ask myself are, what's the purpose of the meeting? Whoops. Hello?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay.
Yeah, go ahead.
There is some problem with your screen sharing.
No. Can you see my screen? Because
I can't.
Right.
Now
So
we
it's
started
coming
again. Yeah. It's loading now.
When the country was under lockdown, we had clear skies and clean air. We cycled our way. The environment
okay, let me share it again with you.
but today the gray skies
I'm so sorry. I don't know what happened here.
It's okay. Don't worry. That is.
or to recall to carry forward the greener way of living.
चेंबर ऑफ कॉमर्स का मीटिंग होगा ना
How did this happen?
Try sharing it again. It should work.
Yes, I am. Just give me a
Maybe there was
minute.
a temporary connection issue.
What happened?
It is connection.
Again, she's
disabled.
setting it up. 1 minute.
You are not on?
It's on.
You email me your presentation. I'll just put it on then.
No. It's coming on. I have no idea why this happened. It generally doesn't happen. It takes so much time.
Can we help you from here?
What you could try
It's-
is maybe you can leave the meeting and you can join again.
No. It's come on. Just a minute. I'll just put it on again.
Yeah. Take your time.
Take it and no.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's coming.
Yeah.
It's okay now. You can see it now.
Right. You can. Right. Great.
Yeah.
So we were here, and the questions to ask yourself are, what's happening?
Yeah, it's there.
So you
Structure
need
is
to,
important.
right.
There is
You need to
important.
keep. You need to keep asking yourself a couple of questions. What am I doing? Why am I doing what I am doing? And so
Oh.
Okay, it's gone.
I'm not quite sure. One sec. Let me change my service provider and
Yeah, do
let me
that.
see if that will work.
शाहीन मनियार क्या बोले देखिए
Somebody by the name Blackberry, please put your name.
It was on Reliance.
Ajit? There's somebody with the name Nokia also. Please put on your names, participants. Blackberry and Nokia. 2 people are there who have not given their names. Please put your name.
Reliance. Give me
Is having a little problem? Will come up. Don't worry.
Okay, I changed my service provider. So just give me a minute. I will share the screen with
Take
you.
your time. No problem.
No. I'm so sorry about this.
No, don't worry. It's okay.
To change from Reliance to ICC.
Yes.
The Jio people are already falling into trouble these days. Everybody's against and up against them.
The farmers.
So that was
Right. Okay, so ask yourself questions right. So let me share this now with you. It won't give you trouble now. I've moved out from Reliance.
yeah, Bismillah again.
So the questions I must ask myself is, what's the purpose of my meeting? Why am I having this meeting? And the other questions I need to ask myself are very, very relevant. So why am I having this meeting also connects with the goal of my meeting. So, can you see my screen?
Yes, we can.
Yes, you can.
Okay. I'm unable
Questions to ask. Yes, go ahead.
Yeah.
The purpose of the meeting is the first one.
Right. So what's the purpose of the meeting? How much time will the meeting take? Very important, because then you can tell the people attending the meeting that this much is the time that it's going to take, and you're going to have to give me that much time. Have you invited the right people? If you've invited somebody who is not interested or who does not fit or who will not be able to contribute to your meeting, you're wasting that person's time and you're wasting your own time. Where and when will you meet? That's very important. What's the meeting room? What is it comfortable? Can I hear myself? Can others hear me? Is it going to be comfortable enough for us to sit for 1 hour, 2 hours, whatever the time of the meeting is? Are we going to get disturbed? Whatever it is, what's the time? Is it going to be between Isha and Maghrib? I mean, Maghrib and Isha, or is it going to be between Asr and Maghrib, which right now is only about an hour's time, and you might have to, take breaks for that. So what's the right time? Where am I having this meeting? Will there be clients attending? Very important, because you want to put your best foot forward with a client. You don't want to share very, very important information with your client. So will they be attending? Then what care do you have to take when your clients are attending a meeting that you have with other people in your team? And how can I make my meetings more productive? That's very important. So if you ask yourself these questions, then it becomes easier for you to set an agenda. Having an agenda is very, very, very important. Unless I have an agenda, I should not call a meeting. So how am I going to be holding effective meetings? That's very important for me to know. If I have called the meeting, if I am the leader or the chairperson of that meeting, and right now Nisar is the chairperson of this meeting. So anybody who calls a meeting is the chairperson of that meeting. And that person has a lot of responsibilities. Before the meeting, they need to set an objective. Why am I holding this meeting? Who do I need at this meeting? So I need to invite those people well in advance so that they can block their calendar, they can make arrangements to be there. Right now we are in lockdown period and most of our meetings are online. But when we meet face to face, I might need to travel for half an hour, 1 hour. So the people need to be told much in advance for them to be able to attend that meeting on time. They need to, whoever's the conveyor of the meeting or the leader of the meeting, the chairperson of the meeting needs to create and distribute an agenda, because the agenda tells the attendees why they are there, how they can contribute, what their takeaway is from that meeting. And then, of course, you need to choose an appropriate day, date, time, venue. So these are the things that you need to do before a meeting. During the meeting, you must start on time. No matter who is not attending, you must start your meetings on time. If you do that once, twice, people will come in late. But after that, when they know that Nisar starts exactly at 7:05, they'll make it a point to be there at 7 p.m. if they want to get quality out of the meeting. You need to you need to have a little bit of buffer time so that you can have interactions, you can have a Q&A session. That means somebody has doubts, somebody has questions, somebody has counter questions. You need that buffer time. Right now we are having back-to-back meetings. When I have trainings, and if I know that I'm going to go 5 or 10 minutes more than the allotted time, I make sure 15 to 20 minutes before that, I ask all the attendees, do you have time? Can I take 10 more minutes? Because people have back-to-back meetings. If they've finished one meeting at 7, they're getting into another meeting at 7. So you need to have buffer time, so that people have enough space to ask questions. Right now, we are on gadgets. So Nisar asks us to keep ourselves on mute. But if you're meeting face to face, then you would ask people to put off your mobiles or keep them on silent. You need to ensure engagement. And what does engagement mean? People speaking to each other, people, not each other as in speaking across the table and not listening to what is going on, but when there is a discussion, people need to speak up, people need to contribute to the discussions, people need to contribute to what the agenda points are. So you need to ensure that there is engagement. Like Nisar did at the beginning, he asked people to introduce themselves, he talked to people. This is engagement. You need to keep minutes. What are minutes of meetings? If you know, just raise your hand. If you could just raise your hand, if you know
Yes,
what
yes.
minutes
We already
are.
do in all our meetings. Right
Great,
now, also somebody is
fantastic.
writing.
Fantastic, very good. So we need to keep minutes of the meeting. All meetings that are called, that have an agenda, have minutes. Minutes are what is going on during the meeting, who attended, who said what work was completed, what work was not completed, who was given a task, who was asked to do, so who was given responsibility for something. These are minutes of meetings, and you need to keep your minutes. After the minutes and after you have somebody keeping minutes, you also need to assign action items. If Nisar needs somebody to maybe introduce the next speaker, so he will at this meeting say, all right, will maybe Abdullah, will you take up the responsibility of introducing the speaker for next Friday? Now you're assigning action items. And make sure that your meetings are not too long. Productive meetings are maximum 45 minutes long. After that, people start losing interest, people start getting tired, and they may not contribute as much as they would have liked to contribute. So end your meeting on time. If you say my meeting ends at 8 o'clock, 5 minutes to 8, people are switching off because they know 8 o'clock is arriving, right? So you need to make sure that your meetings are smooth and within that time frame. And for if you have given assigned tasks to somebody, if you have given responsibility to somebody, always follow up. It's very, very important, because as the chairperson, as somebody who is responsible for what happens during and after the meeting, you must make sure that the work is done. So always follow up. Now, this is for the person holding a meeting. What about people attending the meeting? People are attending meetings every day, maybe 2 or 3 times a day. And what is my responsibility as an attendee? I need to know why the meeting is being held. So I need an agenda. What's my role? I get the agenda, but what do I have to do at the meeting? Am I just there because, there are 5 chairs and only 4 people attending, so 1/5 person is needed? So I need to know why I am being invited for this meeting, and I then need to prepare for the meeting. So I must be ready for the meeting. During the meeting, I must be punctual. If the meeting is at 7, I must be there 5 minutes in advance. I must participate. I must contribute my knowledge, my information. If I don't understand, I must ask questions. And I must stay on track. I must not deviate from the agenda. I must not ask, did you watch this movie? Or did you meet so-and-so? How was he feeling? I heard he's not feeling well. No, while the meeting is going on, please stay on track. Okay. And like I did today, I was thrown out twice. So you must ensure good connectivity. I don't know, it was not planned, but it can be very frustrating when your connectivity is not good. I have 3 connectivities. So if one is not working properly, I switch to the other one. And sometimes both are not working properly. So I have a 3rd standby. Very important in these times to have good connectivity. And after the meeting, if there are tasks marked to you, if you have been given a responsibility, please ensure that you do that task. So attend to the tasks marked to you. This makes your meetings very effective because you are being focused. Any social interactions that you want to have should be before or after the meeting time. So if the meeting starts at 7 and you want to say hello and ask about people, then come 5 to 10 minutes earlier and interact with people. But 7 o'clock, make sure that you are within the meeting and you are not deviating from the meeting. So any questions?
Anybody with any questions? Should go ahead. Go ahead, maybe the questions will come last.
Can
I have finished, so are there any questions?
Yeah, it was lovely.
I have one question.
Please
Yes,
go ahead.
please.
Bye.
Hello.
Yes, go ahead.
Ma'am, sometimes what happens that we have a meeting with the known people.
Mm-hmm.
They are from the same circle where we are interacting on a daily basis.
True.
Or let's say sometimes weekly basis. So when they come for a meeting, definitely there is an agenda, there is a subject. But we do share a lot of even social discussions with them.
Mm-hmm.
And I do understand what you said, that we need to be focused on that side. But I do realize that by interacting on the social side, not sticking to the meeting agenda, definitely that is hurting.
That is?
Hurting. Results are not there, you know.
Wasting of time, what he means to say is.
Yeah.
Right. So that's the reason why I said, if you have an agenda and if you know that your meeting is between, say 5 to 5:30, within that time, within 5 to 5:30, attend to your work, attend to what the meeting is about. After that, have all your discussions. Get the work out of the way, then I'll become social. Then you can talk about, what's happening to the vaccine and when are we going to go back to office and any other gossip or whatever information that you want to share. Do that after you have had your formal meeting. Believe me, Habibuddin, believe me, your meetings will improve, your interactions will improve. don't get sidetracked. When you are having your meeting, don't get sidetracked.
Okay.
Next
Because
question.
that takes up, and what happens when you get sidetracked is that you've come with certain thoughts, but when you get sidetracked, you're going to lose those thoughts unless you've written them down. So try to first finish with your meeting and then sit for an hour chatting, no problem. But your meeting is done. But that was a lovely question. And like I told you earlier, I used to have meetings where we had all these problems of interruptions. We would talk about other things. But then that time, my purpose of the meeting was just to get to know people. So I was fine with that. But today, I'm not fine with that.
Very nice. Anybody else who wants to ask any question? Please go ahead.
Thank you, ma'am.
My pleasure.
Well, it was a very, very informative session. You spoke like an astute teacher. And
So I generally like people to interact with me. I was hoping there would be more interactions. So while the session was going on, because we have thoughts and then somebody moves on to the next slide and that thought goes away. So when the slide was there, if you had interacted, it would have been a more,
maybe
you
there's
know,
this problem of using the net. People are not very savvy. So
Right.
that problem is there in asking questions also.
Mhm.
And anybody else who wants to ask any question, please go ahead. Rashid bhai?
No question. No
Yes,
question.
yes.
Go ahead.
So yes,
Puchiye.
Since nobody is asking, I'll ask you one more question, ma'am.
definite.
Actually, I joined a little late,
Mhm.
so I might have missed a lot of important information, which I'll go through the recorded.
We'll get it on the YouTube, Rashid bhai.
Yeah, but what I just wanted to ask you that the nutshell, the heart of the meeting, to
I'm
convert
sorry?
that subject to, let's say, into success, that meeting should be very fruitful. What is the heart of that?
Your agenda, sticking to your agenda. If you
Okay.
have an agenda and you time your agenda, so generally what you should do is, if you have, Abibuddin, if you have this problem of meeting people who you know socially, who you know intimately, and that is why you're going to be talking about so many other things, in your agenda, factor in the first 10 to 15 minutes just to have your your chatting. As soon as those 15 minutes are over, steer the conversation to the other topics, to the main topic. You'll need to be a little tactful. You'll need to, be firm with the other people. So, all right, can we now start discussing the things that we have to discuss for today? And after we finish that, we'll talk about this. So then take the agenda. You know that the agenda is going to take you 15 minutes, half an hour, 1 hour, whatever the time of the agenda is that you have preset. Then it becomes easier for you to be more effective. You'll have to get a little more firmer with your people, whoever you're meeting with. Make sure that they come on time. There was a time when I have an example where I went for a meeting and the other people, the others that I was supposed to meet, they were not there. And when I called them up and I said, how long is it going to take you? They said, we've just started, so it's going to take us half an hour. That does not happen.
Actually, even I'm also experiencing the same, ma'am. What is happening? The most of the tires and accidents that takes place during the meeting only.
That is Rashid Syed Khan,
Yes.
one of the leading industrialists of Pune.
All right. Yes. Nice to have you here, Rashid bhai.
Thank you so much.
You need to be firm. It will take a little bit of time, but when you start getting firm, when you starting on time, even if the other person is not there, now it's important for the other person. You've called the other person because they are important for the meeting. And if they're not going to be there, then it's going to pinch them, right? So one time they'll say, something happened, I'm on the way, my car broke down, whatever. After that, they'll make it a habit to come on time. So just try it.
We have
Hope so.
Asadullah Hakim from America attending. Asad, would you like to talk to Shine? Asadullah Hakim is from USA. He's taken all the trouble to attend.
That's
Yes,
it.
Assalamu alaikum. Yeah,
Welcome.
very good session. Very good points made. I really liked it.
Thank
Thank
you.
you so much. And
Anybody else who wants to ask, please go ahead. It's a very interesting thing and a lot of interesting questions coming up.
Assalamu alaikum, Nasir bhai, Rashid here. Hello.
Ji, boliye.
yes,
I'm Rashid here.
yes.
Mrs. Maniyar's presentation was good. Actually,
Thank
she
you.
covered all the points. The one thing I would like to share as an experience, I attended my one meeting in Japan
Mhm.
around 10, 12 years before. So that time I was just 10 minutes late. That time, you know, what was the reaction when I said, I'm sorry, I'm just 10 minutes late. What he said that you are not just 10 minutes late. There are almost 50 odd people, 50 multiplied by 10. There was approximately 500 minutes late. So
True.
you lost this much man hours because of this. Please
Yes.
ensure it's Japan, attend meeting on time. So when a person is saying that, sir, I'm just 10 minutes late, means he's wasted others times also, time also. That has to give a respect to others' time. So this also
Fantastic.
need to be considered on this.
Very nice.
Very good, Rashid Bhai. That is so amazing. Thank you so much. And another thing we need to do is, especially if we are having meetings across cultures. So Rashid Bhai had a meeting with the Japanese, and the Japanese, the Germans, the British, they are sticklers for time. If you don't go there on time, they will. They take it as an insult.
Yes.
They don't trust you anymore. And work and business is all based on trust. So if your trust is broken, it's very difficult to regain that trust. As entrepreneurs, as business people, trust is the most important ingredient of your relationship.
Yeah. So
Anybody else?
yeah.
Yeah,
So
sorry, Rashid bhai, go ahead.
before. So like I think Shine, right?
Yes.
I'm sorry, I did not read your name. So as per Japanese policy, it's before time is on time.
Yes.
On time is late. And late is unforgettable.
Yes.
That's what
Late
it
is not acceptable. True.
Yeah, that's what. I suggest all the members to be adhered to these norms, Japanese norms. Okay.
Very nice input, Rashid Bhai. And the thing is that people who respect time, there's a lot that can be said about them. If
Oh,
you
yeah.
respect time, then people trust you more, people respect you more. So we should get into that habit of respecting time. But as a culture, we don't do that. That's a different matter.
कादर भाई कुछ बोलना चाहेंगे प्लीज अपने आप को अनम्यूट करके बोलिए प्लीज प्लेजर टू हैव यू
अच्छी मीटिंग थी मैंने भी कुछ सीखा है आई हैव आल्सो लर्न समथिंग ये
Thank you.
बाद में इंशाल्लाह बात करते हैं
इंशाल्लाह जरूर anybody else who would like to again come in and ask a question or say something you have time because it's a very good session very interactive I mean we have been Shine and we have been planning this for a long time sometimes she was busy sometimes we had a speaker already in place.
Yes.
So
Nisar, I have one slide to share. Can I share it, please?
yeah, please do it.
Yeah.
Please.
So I just wanted to. Okay, so I'm being a businesswoman, and I'm just sharing with you a couple of programs that we are doing next month. I'd like to tell you that the one in the middle, You Talk. the U Talk sessions. We have 2 sessions every month, and these are free of cost. I send Nisar invites for each one of them. Basically, what we like to do in U Talk is give a platform. This platform is for anybody who wants to build the confidence to speak properly, who wants to get more articulate. There's no charge for this. It's free, twice a month on Fridays. So it's on the 2nd and the 4th Friday of the month. These are free sessions. I'd appreciate if you take advantage of this. These are free. There's no charge for this. You can come as a speaker or as a listener. And our speakers talk about books or TED Talks that we have curated and given them. So it's knowledge sharing, basically. So we have U Talk twice a month, every month, which is free, but the other programs are chargeable. I would request you to go through it. Data storytelling is something that's really important for people who are sharing data, who are on a daily basis or on a weekly basis, sharing a lot of data with stakeholders. You need to understand how to share that data, which is very interesting to the other person. Data can be very boring. You need to make it interesting. So that's the data storytelling part. MS Excel, again, is very important for entrepreneurs. You need to learn Excel. You need to use Excel. And you speak, you present. Presentation is very important for any successful leader. I have seen leaders who have but that is more in the corporate. I have seen people who have not been able to climb up the ladder. They are very, very good at what they do, but they're not good presenters. And even as an entrepreneur. So I work with Midas. Midas is an entrepreneurship college, and I train young entrepreneurs in their communication skills. I'm a visiting faculty there. I've been associated with them for 4 years now, trained about 100 entrepreneurs to communicate, to share their thoughts, to share their ideas. So I'd like to say thank you to all of you, especially to Nisar for having me here.
Suggestion from our side, Shaheen, is you could join the Muslim Chamber of Commerce, and there are a lot of students who are there around, and they could take advantage of some trainings that you give. So we request you to please join the Muslim Chamber of Commerce and be on the WhatsApp group so that you can send the messages of your various programs. People can take advantage of all the programs. We have a lot of young people. And we are also encouraging a lot of lady members.
Okay, that's one thing I wanted to ask you, Nisar. I don't see even one lady.
I could read it.
It was on my mind that why don't we have...
That's why I pointedly told you that we have a lot of lady members with us. Just last week, we had a Nasreen engineer who spoke very well with us. And we have quite a few members. So we are requesting you to join along with your friends. We want a lot of ladies. In fact, we want a separate ladies wing who can run up the programs for us. Anybody who wants to ask a quick question, she's still there with us. Please go ahead. Mr. Zafar Khan, you wanted to tell something? This is your chance. Yeah, go ahead.
No, sir. No, nothing.
Good. I hope you have enjoyed the meeting. Anybody else?
Yes.
Is anybody else wanting to speak everything?
So I want to ask one question, Nisar. How many of us have meetings and would be able to use the inputs that I have given today? How many of us have regular meetings? If you could just have a show of hand, maybe.
Everybody practically, see, all are into business here. And practically every day, everybody is into some meeting or the other. We have only businessmen and professionals here. And as you said, the Muslim Chamber meetings are started on time, has an agenda, minutes are given. Of course, we give responsibilities, we follow up with the responsibility. We even shout at people who don't take up responsibilities and don't do that.
That's very nice.
We get after them. And of course, we have a lot of supporters, well-wishers. So all that training that you gave today is already been implemented, but we will be doing much more than what we are doing because of your speech today. We are very grateful for having you here. And,
Ma'am,
Thank you so much.
ma'am, the
Shahid,
just
Yes,
one
yes, 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 yes.
I am yes, I am Iqbal Ambedkar, owner of the ISKCON University India Private Limited Company, and I am
Yes.
a member of the BNI and Standard Club also.
Yes.
go ahead.
I just wanted to say, ma'am, you can see my notebook.
Your
All the
notebook.
points which you have discussed is well written down.
Oh,
So
how nice.
we take very seriously these webinars,
Uh-huh.
and it's really a great opportunity to hear you. And
Thank
I
you
would
so
expect that
much.
you should come up with some other topic also.
Definitely. You tell me what you want me to talk
Yes,
to
yes,
you
I
on.
will tell you. We are not going to
So-
leave you, Shine. We are going to give you more time.
There's
We'll
so
have
much
different
that is
topics.
needed.
Yes,
Honestly,
yes.
there's so much that is needed. Because I work with Midas, and one thing that we have noticed is that entrepreneurs do not have critical thinking skills. Entrepreneurs do not have creativity. These are two skills that you have to have as an entrepreneur if you want to scale up.
Yes.
So there are so many skills that I would love to impart to this group, but
We will have many more programs. That's why the request of you becoming a member would
definitely,
be very useful to the community itself.
sure.
Anybody else has
Whenever.
any question? We have put up the number of Anis Patel, who's an
Yes,
secretary here. Anybody, some of the people here are not members. So if you want to take up membership in Muslim Chambers, please get in touch with Anis Bhai. He will immediately contact you.
definitely. Thank you
And
so
please
much.
join, because we need you as Muslim Chambers. We need a lot of people. The community needs you, and it will be a great help to the community if you join in and giving your inputs and your expertise. With that, I think we propose a vote of thanks. Thank you, Shine. Thank you so much for being with us. And with the promise that you would be there again many more times with us with different topics, we call it Allah Hafiz.
Allah Hafiz.
Allah
Thank you
Hafiz,
so
everybody.
much for having me here.
It was a pleasure.
It was a pleasure. The pleasure was all mine, actually. Thank you so much, Nisar.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, ma'am.
Thank
Actually.
you.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.
Anis bhai, did you record this session? Did you record this meeting?
Yes, this is already going on the YouTube. The link will be sent to you by tonight or to early morning tomorrow.
Then it's already been shared.
And it is already shared. The link is already shared on the YouTube.
It's on the
Alright, okay.
Facebook page also.
Yeah.
Have I answered you?
Yes. Thank you. Thank you very much.
And we request everybody to be members. And special information for Rashid Bhai is that we have already tied up with Jan Seva after so many question answers and everything, all checking and rechecking with them. So hopefully we should be starting on Monday of the membership drive for Jan Seva. We are the promotional channel partners for them. So inshallah, we are trying to get Jan Seva to Pune so that a lot of poor people are getting the help of that institute through us. This is a special info because you came late, Rashid Bhai. I wanted to inform you this.
Yeah.
So we need a lot of support from you as far as Jan Seva is concerned.
Sure.
Anybody else who wants to talk, because there is time, we can still chat before we go on for namaz or dinner, whatever. और कोई बोलना चाहे Galaxy Note 8 कोई है, अगर आप नाम डालो तो बात भी कर सकते हो और people can know you also.
पता चलता है
Yes, sir.
किसके पास क्या क्या फोन है करके.
फोन के साथ साथ अगर चेहरा दिखाए तो और भी मजा है.
और बाकी सब ठीक ना.
If you can please put in your name and say something, yes.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. This is Sayyid Zulfiqar. Actually, right now I am in Dubai.
Mashallah.
If you could, actually, I just joined late. I got a link of this one. So could you please let me know more about this? This community?
what you can, yeah, see, Muslim Chamber is a group of businessmen. We have a lot of industrialists, as you see on the screen also. There are a few industrialists, there are professionals, there are doctors, architects, so many others. And the main interest, the basic niyat is to get the community together.
Yes.
Without any differences of any maslak or any belief or anything. Business is one thing which can get you, unite you in with leaving behind all your other ideology. So that is the main maksad of this. Besides that, Muslim Chamber also is helping people in training sessions. Like we have had, this is the 16th session on webinar. Before that, we had 10 more physical programs. So we are helping all the entrepreneurs and businessmen in various business aspects like taxation, laws, communication skills, digital marketing. And I mean, you call it and the business chamber and we are there. Plus, Business Chamber is a member, associate member of Maratha Chamber of Commerce. We are there with RIFA chambers. We are there with so many other chambers who are also giving in their input. And a lot of other communities are helping us. And so many more people want to join. As I announced earlier, which you must have missed, that we are on Monday going to start promoting Jan Seva Credit Society, wherein people who are well-to-do can invest in Jan Seva, make their profit, and this profit and this investment can be of help to the poor people who can avail loans. And they are giving loans to very poor people who normally wouldn't get a loan in the banks. And this system of finance is the absolute halal certified, and they want to eradicate the system of interest. So they have come into this business. So we want all the people to participate in this. We have promised them at least 1,000 members from Pune. Inshallah, we want all of them to help to become members and to get your friends, relatives, everything. And Zulfikar Bhai, if you want to know about it, Anis Patel number is there on the screen. You could get in touch with him. You could also take the membership. And every Saturday, we have these seminars. Today, because of the speaker, we shifted to Friday, but we have very interesting programs on this. Like we did bakery making, we did cold storage, we did wood farming, we did entrepreneurship development, we did digital marketing, we did, what you call this as mindset change, we did courage in business, and all sorts of programs. We have very interesting topics. The speakers are lovely and they are very, very knowledgeable. So you could join the Muslim Chamber. You are most welcome.
Thank you. Thank you.
One more thing, since you are in Dubai, if you need a
Yeah.
Chamber of Commerce certificate, then Muslim Chamber can issue a certificate of origin certificate from India. That
Yeah,
certificate attested by Chamber of Commerce. For Middle East, everybody requires a country of origin. That can be one of the added advantage of this chamber.
Yes, we are already doing that.
We are already into that. We are into visa recommendations. We are into recommendations for business entrepreneurship, and all that Chamber of Commerce can do. I mean, we have a very short time, so I have been very quick in all this. But if you join the chamber, you'll get all the details of this, and also you'll be a great help to the community at large.
Inshallah, for sure. Inshallah. Actually, yes, I have been involved in this kind of community programs since long time, and also I would like to. I actually basically I am into the IT security and also the other domains like infrastructure and the system side. So basically, but my dream is to be an entrepreneur. Okay, and I would like to have a business in different domains. So I basically I did a startup company in Hyderabad. Okay, a long time back, but no one supported me in that one. So then I've closed that one. But I'm into IT sector. But I'm open to do the business in any kind of opportunities. So. And also,
we are also into job placements because lots of our entrepreneurs are offering jobs. We have a data of people who are requiring jobs. So we are giving placement also to very poor and needy people. We have some job placement companies who are members of our group. Even job placement, we are helping in a big way.
Yeah, no, I don't require the job. I don't require the. Alhamdulillah, I'm earning like alhamdulillah.
You could give
Good
people
salary.
your jobs. You can employ people on your companies.
Yeah.
That will be a great help to the needy.
Yes, for sure. Inshallah.
Anybody else wants to speak? We still have time before we go off. Everybody is open, so you can speak. Otherwise, we call the meeting to an end. Allah Hafiz, everybody. दुआ में याद दुआ कीजिए कि मुस्लिम चेंबर इसी तरह चलते रहे, हम साथ में जुड़ करके एक दूसरे की मदद करते रहे. बहुत बहुत दुआ की दरखास्त के साथ अल्लाह हाफिज.
Allah Hafiz. Allah Hafiz.